Hi everyone, Ralph here from Board Game Gateway, and with me today I have Neeber. Hi Nee, how you doing?
I'm Nate. That's me. I'm doing pretty well, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really excited to do our first ever tier list on the channel. I've never done this before, and I'm excited to see where this takes us. We can play around with tier lists. It's just fun to muck around with, you know, you start doing funny combinations of things and just seeing where things rank, and people in the comments just let us know if we got it wrong.
I know.
Pressure's on.
I'm very excited to do this one as well. So we're doing something new that we haven't done on this channel before. As Ralph said, we're doing a tier list, as you can see in front of us. But what games are we actually going to be ranking? That is the question.
So over the last 3 years on the channel, we covered a lot of different gateway games, and these are games that you would basically show to people that aren't necessarily board gamers, just to sort of get them rolling with dice and playing with cards that they've never seen before, and just have a great time playing and trying something new. So we've covered a lot of gateway games here. I think there's about 50 or so games in front of us to put in a tier list as to where we think now, as our opinions have changed over the years as well, of do we think these are an S tier gateway game, or we've got Catan Tier, because neither of us are very fond of showing people Catan.
Don't give it away. They'll have to find out why it's Catan Tier when we get there, Ralph. That's all good.
Well, I'm sure we will elaborate further, but if Catan, if you are a type of person who thinks Catan is the S tier gateway game, fight us. We will. We're always open to speaking our opinion. Yeah, leave us a comment. We're always open to changing our opinions on board games, and we love talking board games as well. So any game that we rank, please let us know that we did it wrong.
Absolutely. So we have got about 70 games that we have here in front of us. These are all of our gateway games of the week that we have covered in in our podcast, as Ralph said. And look, let's get into it.
I want to think like S tier is a game you can show anyone, like any age, any demographic. Like it's you know, any country you're in, you could play an S tier game. I think let's kick this off. Let's go with Six Nimit, because I can see that's there first, and that's I believe published in Poland in '93, and it still holds up today. Where do you think this goes, Nee, before I reveal myself?
For me, Six Nibbed lands about B tier for me. Now, I like the game. It's very simple to play. I like that it has a lot of simultaneous play, so you're not waiting around for your game. However, I feel like it's hard for people to kind of grasp the strategy of a Six Nibbed at the beginning of the game. We're not going to be going through every game and how they exactly play all the rules of the games. We're just going to go. This is straight vibes, guys. We're going straight vibes here. So if you want to learn more about the games, go check out our channel. By the way.
Exactly right. I reckon 60. I will put it as A, so I'm happy to leave it as B, because maybe it isn't for everyone. Maybe I've got some rose petal eyes looking at this game where you don't really understand the rules. You just cause chaos, and it's just fun, you know, just to see people crumble at the table and stress out. You know,
this is not locked in, but I think high B tier is where I'd like to put it at the moment. Maybe depending on what else we have going in there.
That sounds great.
I would like to bring out another one. I'm going to bring out an absolute classic, ones that we're going to start with. We're going to bring out Carcassonne. We're going to bring out, here it is. This is Carcassonne, and we're going to bring that out. Now, I want to put this in straight A tier. I think it is a brilliant gateway game, tire laying at its best. But I am, it is a golden gateway game for a reason. I say knowing one of those games. But for me, I feel it going into that A tier. What about you, Ralph?
I would knock this down to B personally, because it hasn't been a great gateway game for me. I had a terrible experience playing it with someone that absolutely adores this game, but they have like 10 expansions and there was like 10 more rules. But I guess just the base box, I could see it as being an A tier game. It's just it wasn't in my vocabulary. Wherever it lands is fine.
Fine, I'll put it in B tier, but I'm putting it above Six Nibbed. I'll put it.
This is going to be very interesting already.
Okay. All right. Well, you can get us off. Let's go with let's go another one.
Let's go with Azul. I think a general consensus in the board game community is it is in the Catan Tier. I would put this in maybe B tier, because I don't see everyone enjoying it. Like, I don't see everyone looking at the pieces and finding it very engaging. There's not a lot of player interaction. It's all on the table player interaction. And I don't think that translates to everyone.
I don't mind having Azul and B tier. I think the tactility of the game is just very nice to play with. I like the tokens and playing with them. I like that it is relatively nice to look at in terms of games.
Oh, it's very pretty.
I think for me, this currently sits around that B tier. We haven't really found the A tier games yet, but
We're still finding our feet, yeah.
I think so. I think for me, Azul is not necessarily one that I would grab straight off the shelf for a brand new gamer, just because I think sometimes they can be a little confused. But I would be happy to put it in B tier.
I'll tell you what, as someone who's like into heavy board games and complex, deep mechanics and things, I will happily play Azul as a warm-up game any day of the week. Like, it's such a great game.
I think it's a great game. I just don't know if I'd put it in S tier. Speaking of S tier, though, I want to grab a game and I'm gonna chuck it straight into S tier. I'm grabbing Sushi Go and I'm chucking it right in there. For me, Sushi Go is an S tier gateway game. For two reasons. One, the game is really, really quick to play. It comes in a very small box. It's only cards, and everyone's playing the entirety of the time. So the whole idea of taking a game and the theme of it works really well with card drafting. This is a game that I have introduced so many people to that have never played board games, and everyone that I've played with has enjoyed their time.
I agree with you. I think like I've shown many people this game, and every time I teach it, I never say it's like a sushi train, and I wait for that moment someone at the table figures out this is like a sushi train.
Yeah,
So cool. So like a game where the mechanics shine through the theme, or the theme shines through the mechanics, is quite amazing to find. It's rare to find nowadays, and this game just nailed it so well. I've shown many young groups this, and then walked away from the table and just had the young players playing this game without me hovering.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say it's S tier for sure.
S tier it is. We'll lock it in. There's our first S tier.
Let's go for Paku Paku. So it's kind of
yeah.
in the middle to the right a bit. This, not everyone knows about Paku Paku, but it's a frantic dice chucking game where you roll a die and looking for a certain die face and passing it along, but then you have to stack these plates in the middle of the table. It's quite fun. It's quite chaotic. I love showing people this game, but I would put it as maybe a C tier because it doesn't necessarily teach anyone anything that goes into larger games. It's just a fun 10-minute experience that's hectic. But like Sushi Go, you're teaching them card drafting. Paku Paku, you're teaching them to roll a dice and throw it somewhere.
That's fair enough. I tend to agree here. I really enjoyed my time with Paku Paku. I really enjoy playing it. However, it is not more than an opener for my group. I don't grab it to show people who are into board games. A lot of people can be put off by the real timeness of it. But I still like it. I just in terms of gateways, I put it a solid C tier, passable. Just not. I don't think we're gonna go bigger than that. We had our S tier. I'm putting Catan in Catan Tier down at the bottom here. I want to be clear to everyone. I respect Catan and I respected what it is and for what the game does, but I feel like it almost struggles with if the game can really fall flat and take a long time if you're not playing with the right group, which a lot of times beginner board gamers are not, because they're not willing to trade. They're not willing to actually make deals because they're too worried about being stiffed over. I find it's too long. I find that the game just has no real interesting decisions. I don't like the robber. It's not a gateway game I ever use to recommend to someone, and for me it's alone in Catan Tier at the moment. It's not that fun for me.
A lot of people that aren't necessarily board gamers, but then they'll try and impress you as a board gamer and say, look, I've got Catan. And I'm like, cool, have you played it? And they're like, no, we tried to learn it once, but we just put it back on the shelf. Because it's intimidating to learn for a lot of people. Like they actually give it a go to set it up on the table, and then they try to start playing and they don't quite get it. And like, it was good back in the day. It's like watching a movie from the 70s. Like, it's great at the time, but now it's somewhat problematic. I'm not saying Catan's problematic. I'm just saying the movie was, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that you would go to.
Yeah, look, I still respect the game. I just would never use it as a gateway game.
I'm going to go for Love Letter here. So that's just in the middle. So Love Letter for me, I'm going to put this as S tier. I've had a similar experience to Sushi Go where you show anyone this game, and once they sort of play a round or two, they kind of start playing it as a deduction game and a bit of bluffing, and they start enjoying it, and it's just over so quickly that you just want to play it again and again and again. And I've had many experiences where other players are on 3 points and it's 4 to win, and I've come back and win, and it's just so thrilling to have that moment. I've played this in like 4 different groups, and people play it 4 different ways. It's really bizarre how there's a misinterpretation of rule sets and things like that, but, everyone still loves this game.
I'm maybe having an S tier. Me personally, I think I'd have a high of A tier. I think it's not normally my first to go to, but I highly love the fact that it comes in a little pouch. It's really portable, very quick to play. I've taken it plenty of times. I'm happy to have it in S tier. I won't fight you on that one. Although
And
maybe
a lot of the variants are still great, like the Star Wars one, the Batman one, like, they're still great.
I do want to move on to a game that we have not talked about in a long time, though. I'm going to put our first D tier. I'm going to chuck Little Factory into D tier. This is a little card engine builder game that's designed for young kids. However, I'm not a really big fan of it. I feel like I got rid of the game, I say unfortunately for it. I just don't feel like it provided enough interesting decisions or took too long. It just didn't really fit a niche of where I wanted a gateway game to go. So I'm just going to chuck that straight in D tier. I don't think it's really massively up for debate here. I mean, feel free to fight me in the comments if you wish. But,
Yeah, I have to agree with you on the account of I haven't played it, so
so we will be deferring to my expertise on this game for this particular one. That's all right. Well, let's pick. How about we pick one that we both do? How about we pick one that we both know? Hey, and you go now.
All right, let's go for a bit of a controversial one here.
Oh,
Let's
I
go
love
with
this.
Ticket to Ride.
Yep.
A lot of people think this is an S or an A tier game. Personally, I'm gonna put it a C tier.
Oh
Or where do you
no,
think it
not
belongs?
C. Okay. For me, it's an A tier.
Oh, wow, okay.
I do think it's an A tier, but I want to hear your reasons for C tier first.
It's great as a gateway game for kids, I think, because you're just saying get the 6 yellow and then you can put your trains down, and like that is the whole game. I guess we're looking at it from a gateway game perspective. For me, it's still a C tier game compared to a lot of the other games we have on this list already. Just there's not much to it. It's just color matching, and if I wanted to color matching, I'll just play memory.
But that's exactly why it's such a great gateway game. That's why for me is like when I look at it, like for me it has a couple of things going for it. The size of the box makes it feel like a big box game, even though the game is
It does.
simplistic at its core. I really like it because it only introduces like 3 rules and 3 mechanics that people really need to understand: set, collection, placing trains, and route. Finishing your routes, which they're kind of looking at. For me, Ticket to Ride is an easy A tier. I'll put it at the bottom of B tier because I do understand as well that it is aging a little bit, and we'll go from there. I would say though that there is a game that I would like to put into A tier, and this is one of the ones that is on our latest episode 73 of the podcast. This is Codenames. Codenames for me is not quite S tier, and I really like it. I think it goes into A tier because this is the first team-based game that we've had on our list so far. It's a team-based word guessing game. It gets people into gaming. It opens up a whole new avenue of, hey, what can we do when we have a lot of people over? For me, I think that's where Codenames has to sit, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you because like a lot of people just sort of walk past and see like a bunch of people staring at words, and like everyone knows what a crossword is, and you know what a word game is, the concept of that. So you look at it, and then someone will ask, "What are you guys trying to do?" And then you kind of rope that person in, and it's just we were looking at the cards set up the other night during the episode, and I was like already keen to play it again, and I haven't played Codenames in a long time, and I reckon this is going to hold up for a very long time. All right, let's go to a tight 2-player game that is also only like 16 cards or so, the Aliens NC, the first one there. So Nee and I have actually done a playthrough of this game on our channel. This is one of my favorite quick 2-player games that have depth and strategy to it. But as a gateway game, I would put it as maybe C tier.
That's exactly where I was going. I was going C tier.
Because it is like quite complex in terms of you have to read all the cards and they all do something unique, and then after you play a round or two, you know all the cards in the game, so then it just becomes a very deep thinky war game in a way, and it's very pretty. There is a more child appropriate version of the game that's out as well that will be at our game day coming up. But yeah, I love this game, but it's compared to Sushi Go and Six Nips and Azul and things like that, it just doesn't hold up.
No, that's fair enough. I agree with you there. I think, look, there are some 2-player games I think fit the bill for what I want as a gateway game. This is not one that I'd necessarily grab. I think it fits a very niche sort of area for people. And
Yeah.
for me, it's just, I think C tier. And I am going to be, well, I don't know if this one is absolutely controversial, but I'm going to start with Quacks of Quedlinburg, now known as Quacks since its reprint. And I'm going to be slamming this. What would have been an A tier game for me is now a C tier game after the redesign of the art. I personally cannot stand the new artwork and the new name, the dropping the of Quedlinburg. I understand why, but I feel like it's lost a little bit of its charm and its, you know, of what it is. The game itself as well is a bit too drawn out for a gateway game for me. Like, I love the bag pulling and I love the bag dropping, but if I'm being frankly honest, as a gateway game, I'm not going to be, it's not one that I grab for straight away anymore. It's a simple game, yes, has a lot of luck-based mechanics, yes, but for me, what would have been an A tier game, what I think was quaint and a bit, for me, is now a C tier game.
Look, I love Quacks of Quedlinburg, and I've played it a lot, and I still happily play it any day of the week. I introduced this to another couple. They're what I would consider gateway gamers. They loved it. They had such a great time. We played it twice in one night. They bought a copy of the game the next day. I think it arrived a week or two later. And they tried to play it maybe a month after that, and they couldn't remember the rules. They tried to read the manual, didn't understand, and these are the type of people that don't know you can go to YouTube and just watch someone teach it to you. So they didn't play it. It just got put back away. So to me, that is not a gateway game. So if you're there playing the game, people will happily play it with you. So yeah, I reckon C tier because you need to be so involved.
Look, I don't want to put it in D tier, but for me, it's now.
No, it's still a great introductory game. In similar vein, Cubidos, which is, I believe you play there's like little cubes and you can upgrade to more cubes, and it plays similarly to Quacks where you're constantly deck building in a way, and it's push your luck, and it's a race. This one's an actual race track. I've played it a couple of times. I really enjoyed it, but it's so similar to Quacks where you've got different ingredients and they combo differently, and like it tickles that board game itch in your brain. But as a gateway game, I guess you could show kids how to play it, but again, you'll need to hover over to get them through the game.
I think so as well. For me, a lot of it comes down to I really enjoyed my time with Cubidos and the bag building racing game. I think it's a lot of fun. But again, I also have to say ease of being able to get this game at the moment also doesn't really help it. It's not really an easy game to get.
They'll reprint it just called Cube.
Yeah, heck. Cube. Exactly right. This is the Rubik's Cube going around. But yeah, I think C's more than.
I know it sounds like we're being super critical, but we love all these games except for one of these.
These have all like these are like we're trying to rank the games that we've said, yep, these are great gateway games. But now it's like,
Yeah.
I agree. I would like to put in my next controversial pick. And
Let's
this
do it.
is specifically based on being a gateway game. I would like to put Scout into Catan Tier. Just on the fact, I love Scout. I want to be very clear. I love Scout. I think it's a great game. I love the presentation of it. I don't think it's a great game. I do not think it's a great gateway game at all. I think it is a game that can confuse a lot of people. I think it's a game that can be a little bit hard to learn. I think it just is not what I would. It's a game for card gamers if you're a card person, but it's not a gateway game for me anymore. I love Scout. I want to be very clear, but I have to put in Catan Tier. I'd be willing to put it in D tier, but for me, I think it has to sit down here with Catan as just a pure gateway game.
Look, a lot of people think the theme is very tacked on. I enjoyed the theme. I think the theme actually does shine through the cards, and I do enjoy Scout, but to me, it's a game that I don't think I'll be playing forever. Like, I feel like I've had my time with it. I will put it as D tier because I've shown a group of non-gamers this, and the week later they were playing it on their own without me. I was very nice of them.
I'll put in I'll put in decent. Well, a little factory.
Look, I agree if you want to put it Catan Tier because it's not a game that I will be showing people again because I'm not excited for it. You know,
no,
like
look, I'll
I
move
will
to D
happily
tier.
play it.
I'll put
I'll-
in D tier.
yeah.
I'll put in D tier.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right,
I think
cool.
that's fine.
That sounds good. Let's go with Decrypto. Now, I know this is one of your favorite word games, if not your favorite word game. But as a gateway game, I think it's gonna have to go in maybe B tier.
How
I would
dare
put it
you?
below
How
Codename.
absolute dare you? Below Codenames. No.
Yeah.
No.
So
Explain
where
why.
just because you have to play for non-gamers, right? Even if you do the rolling teach and the first round, they're still going to ask why am I doing this? I don't understand it. And even for non-gamers particularly, you're getting to the third or fourth round, you practically have to play a full game before it clicks for them, and that can take a while at times. And they're not necessarily excited to play it again, but I have had the experience the other way where they have been excited and away they go. But it's not a for sure thing, if I have people over and I wanna make sure that they have an enjoyable time, it's not a game I will pull out to show them.
See, I'm the exact opposite. For me, this is an S tier game. Now,
How?
I'm gonna be very upfront. I I must be honest and I must act with integrity here. So, past couple of weeks as of the recording of this episode, I happened to have a games day at my workplace and I took to crypto. And it was the first time that it fell flat a little bit. Teach took a bit longer to get through the rolling teach. So I agree with you. In my heart, this is the best team-based word guessing game. However, as a pure gateway game, I am going to put it at the top of B tier.
Ooh, okay.
And I will admit, at the start of this episode, I thought I was going to be slam dunk S tier for Decrypto because it is my second favorite game of all time if you've watched our top 10 episodes. However, I will say as a pure gateway game, I think Codenames is better to introduce first time. I think
Yeah,
Decrypto
makes
is a
sense.
better game in general, even for beginners. However, I will admit I think Codenames has an easier way of getting people into this game because it's as simple as saying a clue and a number, and then you just got to make word associations. So I'll act in integrity, and Ralph, I expect you to do the same for the rest of this episode. I will try.
Oh boy, then
Else put it at the top of B tier. However, I'm going to move on to my next game that I think this one deserves to be in D tier. And again, this is purely based on being able to get the game. And that is going to be Horrified. Horrified for me,
Oh.
I really enjoy the co-op nature of this game and how we are all trying to, complete without being like with the monsters chasing us down and we're trying to do things. I really enjoyed it. Two things. One, it's really hard to get. So as a gateway game, it becomes very hard for people to find at the moment. There is a new version that was just announced, the Horrified Dungeons and Dragons expansion. I will give them that. But I think the theme as well can fall flat for other people. Now, the gameplay works really well because it's a cooperative game, so we can actually help each other out. I think as a gateway game, it's fine. However, it's not something that I would ever consider a gateway game, I think, for me. That's why I think it definitely is not the bottom of D tier. I'd put it at maybe above Scout here or at the bottom of C tier. That's where I'm thinking
Yeah. Is it hard to get? Like, because there's all those different versions now, right? There's like 3 or 4 versions
maybe.
now.
Well, and that's the thing. There is. You're right, but I guess my mind thinks Horrified specifically. But I don't know. Maybe all right. Fine. Bottom of C tier. Put it there.
Yeah, I would chuck it in B or C tier. I really enjoyed Horrified. Did have the opportunity to play it with some youngins, and um, like they got the mechanics because the theme of the monsters. Like if they're aware of the monsters, like kids nowadays, they don't know who the Wolfman is or who the man from the Blue Lagoon is or whatever. So the theme there kind of fell flat, but they understood enough to play through it. So I'm excited for the D&D version because that is in pop culture nowadays, and people just sort of will click a bit more easier, and generally the theme and the mechanics tie in really well, and the gameplay is really simple and kids can understand it, and it's complex enough you can make it as hard as you want with difficulties. So there's quite a lot in that box for people to enjoy and discover rather than just matching colors like Ticket to Ride for me. But yeah, CT, respect it. All right, let's go with Skull. um Skull is one of my all-time favorite bluffing games. I love showing and playing this with people. Unfortunately, not everyone enjoys lying to people, and not everyone fully understands all the mechanics There's generally one or two people that make a mistake, and there's a bit of a grain around the table. So I would. We're getting crowded around B and C. I would chuck it in maybe C tier.
Ooh.
It's just I never know if it's gonna work with everyone. I love this game. I wish more people will play it. I played this with 12 people at the table once. It was so fun. Um, but yeah, what do you think, Nick?
For me, this is actually an A tier game. And the reason is because
Hey,
you can play this game at a bar with just coasters. You can make
yeah, I
this
have.
game. And I've done it too. And for
All
me,
right, let's put it in B tier. Let's put it in
I,
B tier.
I think it needs to go in top of B tier. I think it needs to go
Yeah,
because
cool.
this is a game that you can play anywhere, play simply. Yes, you need to pick the time to play the game. I don't think it works with everyone, but I think for those who, if you know that they probably will like the deception and lying to each other, I think it hits really well. I think B tier.
Because I know you love Liar's Dice, and
I
this
do
is
love
like a
Liar's Dice.
variant of that in a way.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
I'm a
great.
big fan of deception games. I really enjoy that. I think, but look, A tier is getting a bit lonely, so I'm going to chuck a game that I think deserves to be in A tier, and that's going to be Barren Park. I think Barren Park needs to go in there. This is a game that can be played with kids as young as 7 or 8. My daughter has taught my cousin how to play this game. She understands how it all works, the tetromino pieces, how they all work when she's supposed to get new pieces. Barren Park is, yes, it's just bears, but tetrominos always go down a treat. I think if you're looking for a great gateway game, Barren Park is absolutely one of the must ones. It's so simple, so easy. It's really chillaxed. You just have to sit down, put some bears down, and that for a lot of people can be the difference between playing more games and not getting any more.
I always wondered if that was overbearing for people.
Ah, bing. There it is. There's his pun. There, he's got it.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I actually haven't played Barren Park. So I'm hoping one day to play it, especially if you rank it at 80. I did not expect that. So that's really cool. Man, let's go with Cockroach Poker, knee.
Yeah.
I think this is an S tier for me. The amount of times I've played this with old people, young people, new groups, completely strangers to me, and everyone's had a great time with it. And people, like, most of the time, people gladly play it again, again and again and again. Like when I first discovered this game, that was all we played for ages. So I'll put Cockroach Poker in S tier.
For me, it's an A tier game, specifically just because there is that whole, it is only lying, and some people just don't like lying to other people. Again, you have to pick when you bring it out. I own it, you own it. It's very small to bring out. It's really good. For me, Cockroach Poker, though, sits in at the top of A tier. I don't think it's a perfect game just because of the deception. I don't think everyone likes that, and that's something for me, I think, just goes there.
Yeah, respect it.
Perfect. So now we're going to keep going, and I'm looking at the games at the bottom here, and I'm starting to see some interesting picks that I think are going to make some headway here. Speaking of lying, I do want to put a game out here. I'm going to grab the Sheriff of Nottingham, which is my absolute favorite, one of my favorite deception games other than Cockroach Poker. This one to me has to go around the top of B tier. It takes the card play of the bull crap and those sorts of card games, but what it gives you props to play with, and that is something that in board gaming is just the tactility when you get to play with stuff. For me, it goes in B tier. I love the idea of giving a bag to someone, and it's like until the bag pops, negotiations are whatever you want them to be. I think even though it has deception and lying, you can win the game without lying, and I think that gives people a chance to play both ways. For me, it goes in towards the top of B tier.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's really interesting because it's a game that new gamers will look at the components and won't fully understand initially what the game is. There's cards with a chicken on it with different colored backs and things like that. And like there's a pouch, but it's like, where's the dice? Where's the board? And I know there's a board and things like that, but like you just don't visually see the game. But as people start to play it, it's so much fun. So I think BT is good because you can't show everyone this game. You can't really just sort of bring it out and have people interested straight away. You need to kind of sell it to them. So, but then I haven't had it flop. So BT, I would say it will be a great spot spot for it.
Perfect.
Let's go for Cat in the Box, which is a tense trick-taking card game where the colors have no suits, and you basically have to tell everyone what color suit it is. I like this game, but I will put it in D tier for a gateway game because it's too puzzly. Like, you know, um,
We're gonna play
people
a
just
game
sort of
where people don't know what the suit is they're playing as they play the suit. Like, what does that mean?
yeah, like, it's really interesting to me as a gamer and, like, you gotta play a lot of trick takers to kind of enjoy it, and out of all the niche trick takers I've played, I still really enjoy Cat in the Box, but I can't really bring it out to anyone, like, there's no gaming group that I'm a part of that's are excited to play this game, they will sort of just play it just to try it, so, yeah, I'll put it as D tier for gateway game, it's not one I would show people, but I do enjoy playing it.
Absolutely. I think DT is where it needs to go. I really enjoyed playing Cat in the Box. It's just I don't see it as a gateway game unless you're a specific card gamer, like a trick player who plays Euchre or Briscola or
Yeah.
those sorts of games, and you're like, I know you're a card player. I've got an interesting take. What do you want to try? I think otherwise I don't think it works really well. Now this is going to be my last pick before we get into a speed round. Okay, so what we're going to do is here I'm going to go one more, and we're going to then pick 3 games each that we're just going to go spitfire putting them in. And we're going to do that, all right? So for my last pick, before we get to the actual speed round, is I'm going to pick Llama Card Game. Okay, now Llama Card Game is a not a trick taker. It's a card game where you have to get rid of your hand, but it's so simple that even my 6-year-old can play it. For that, I think it has to go at the top of C tier. The reason being is this is actually so simple that there are some people that will just think is this all board gaming has to offer. However, it is simple enough. It is a Spiel des Jahres winner, as you can see the little symbol here. So it is super simple and really easy to play. It just it loses its novelty very quick, and I think it deserves to be at the top of C tier, potentially bordering on the bottom of B tier here, just for how much the game actually offers the players. So I'm going to put it at the top of C tier.
I think it's really interesting the mechanic of like withdrawing or knowing when to stop. That is the main lesson that this game teaches people. But yeah,
Absolutely.
C tier I think is where it should go.
Yeah, I think top of C tier where it is. Okay. All right, and with that, we're going to hit our speed round now. So we're about over halfway over this tier list. We've got 3 games each. We don't know which ones they're going to be, but we're going to go tit for tat. Ralph, starting with Ralph.
Okay.
He's going to pick his first game, and then we're going to go from there.
Let's go with Can. It's the second item on the list. 10's 2-player game. I will put this as B tier. It creates some unique options that anyone that plays chess or checkers can play this game pretty quickly.
For me, it's low C tier. I enjoy the game, but I'm happy to leave it at B. I'll leave it there. I'll defer to you.
Sure.
I'm going to go back to me, and then the next one that I'm going to pick, King of Tokyo, bottom of C tier. The reason is it has player elimination, which is just I don't like it in a gateway.
However, I've seen kids cry.
Exactly. In fact, I would probably need to put it in D tier. I don't think anything with player elimination should really be considered as Love Letter is an exception to that rule because of how the game is structured and how the rounds work. But for me, I think King of Tokyo goes in the top of D tier.
Let's go with Kites, real-time timer game. Quick card game. I would put it as A tier because the game's over very quickly. You can add new cards and objectives and things like that, but just gets people roped into cards with a different mechanic to it.
I think so. I agree. I think, again, I'm huge on tactility and interesting mechanics for gateway games. The fact that this is just real-time flipping of timers, I think just gets people in. I think it's really, really good. The next one that I'm going to go with is I'm going to pick one that we did relatively recently on a podcast, Sonora, which is a flick and write game. This, again, has to go on the D tier for me. I enjoy the game. It's just, I think it's a bit too complex for a gateway game. The idea of flicking and playing a game of like Crokinole, Isk sort of thing, and then getting to a roll and write is really cool. Board gamers will dig it, but as a gateway game, I think it just falls a bit flat upon further plays for me.
All right, let's go with the second item on the list here, the Castles of Mad King Ludwig or Ludwig, I can't remember.
Yes.
Ludwig. I would put this as D tier. It's tetromino
Ooh.
pieces, and you arrange the pieces in an auction style mechanic. But the thing is, there's like 6 different colored rooms, and they all score a bit differently. And like that's 6 different rules that you have to teach new players to a board game. It's just not going to click with everyone, and it's not anything I've been excited to teach people.
Absolutely. I think that's fair enough. I think it's fair enough to go as a gateway game goes. I
As a
agree with you.
game.
Yeah, and remember that's the whole point of this list. And the last one on my list, I actually want to chuck this into A tier for me is King Domino. King Domino, I think, is a great A tier game. It is just dominoes with a very easy time frame with a very interesting drafting mechanic. It's like, hey, you can take the strong piece if you want, but you'll get last pick next turn. Is that what you want? I think King Domino just sits nice and easily in that pocket right there.
All right. I'm going to put this next game into S tier because S tier is looking lonely with just 2 on that hill.
Not everything can
Um,
be an S tier, mate. It's like, yeah,
I know.
the best.
I know, but I've never had this game fail on me. It's been a very reliable one to make sure people have a great time, and that is Pictomania. It's basically Pictionary where everyone draws and guesses at the same time. And even if you're terrible at drawing, it's a great game.
I enjoy Pictomania at B tier.
At
Middle
B
at
tier.
middle of B tier. I think
No.
it can be relatively confusing for new players. I'm willing to put it in A tier for you. I don't think it's an S tier
Alright.
game though.
Let's A tier it. I tried. I shot my shot.
I'll put it above Baron Park though. I think
A
it
tier
sits
side.
in the middle. I think it sits at the top of A tier. I think that's yeah. I've struggled with the rules a couple of times teaching the game, and I think that's what says more about me than the game. I think, but yeah, we'll go from there. All right, next one. I want to get the biggest game remaining on this list out of the way, and it's going to be Modern Art. I think Modern Art is a very simple game, and I think it needs to go into C tier. I think it's a fun auction mechanic where it's like, hey, the value of what you're actually bidding on, you're not going to find out until the end of the game based on how auctions go, is a really cool mechanic. It's just for me, I just wouldn't. It's again not something it's fine if you have it. I'm not actively seeking it out as the first auction game that I would be using to introduce to people.
Yeah, look, I've had a great time with Modern Art. I will actually gladly play it again with people in a group. It's a very chill game, and you can just sort of sit around the table, share a laugh. You can you're trying to sell a painting to someone, so you make up a story behind it. Like you create the game around the game, yeah, which is still always fun. But like, yeah, I would say C tier.
I'll put it top of
For
C
that
tier.
one as well.
I really like that. I'll put it top of C tier. I really like Modern Art. I just think it can't be higher than that.
Yeah, let's go with Land versus Sea or Land and Sea.
Land versus Sea.
This is a 2, 3, or 4-player game. It's really a 2-player game of drafting tiles. It's a very similar vein to Carcassonne, except it hasn't it's only a recent thing that's come out in the last few years. But I think I will put it in the same level as Carcassonne. Maybe was it A tier? We put that.
B tier was Carcassone. Smack bang.
Let's put
for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's a C tier game. It wasn't anything special. It was fine. Top of C tier probably. I'm happy to put it at the bottom of B tier for me. I think.
So, just comparing this game to Carcassonne, though, that you ranked higher, like why would it be different to Carcassonne?
For me, it's just the I don't know, something about the theme, something about the playing of the hexagons versus the squares. Just I enjoyed it. It just didn't resonate with me. I mean, I'm going off pure vibes here. I quite enjoyed the game, but for me, I just would rather play Carcassonne than it. So,
Yeah, that's
as a
technically
gateway
Carcassonne was
game,
there
as a gateway
first,
game,
but
I think
yeah.
I'll go Carcassonne.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
And that's for me.
Sounds good.
The next one that I want to do, however, coming off the back of Modern Art, is I do want to take Ra, and I want to put it in S tier.
Okay.
And now
Why's that?
the second edition, the new edition, and I want to
The one pictured, yeah.
the one pictured with, and I will even go without the metal coins. Definitely with the metal coins, it is, as no, it's an expensive game, but it is it's one of the best auction games to introduce people to. Having the components to play with, getting the the little gavel to slam down, invoking Ra, the presentation of the tiles, everything about the game screams opulence in a good way, because it could make people go, oh, this is what a board game could be. Who knows what else we could get? I will say I completely get the fact that this is too expensive, and maybe that will drop it down in your ranks, Ralph. But for me, as a game, Ra is, I think, an S tier, especially it's one that you can teach to anyone and really give them a good sense of what board gaming is about, and give them that hook, that gateway drug, I think, into the world of board gaming.
See, I think Ra is the best auction game ever. This is actually like the 5th edition or something. There's so many different versions of the game out. But I don't think it's a game I could show everyone. Like, I've shown, love letter to people of all varying ages and things like that. But if they're not gonna sit and work out this abstract puzzle in front of them as to the value of something, that's not something like a kid would understand, the value of going for that bid straight away. Like, why is that worth so many points to this person but not worth so much to me, and things like that. Like, they won't get the depth of the game. So I would knock it down to maybe I was gonna say B tier for a gateway game, like a gateway game, but
Can
I'm
we
gonna
put
have it in A.
bottom of A tier? The bottom of no, I'll put it at the top of B tier.
So I'm knocked you down from an S to a B just now, because like, you can't show anyone this game. It's too big. The price
Okay.
doesn't matter, but it's
What?
such
I
a
will act
big
with
game.
integrity. I will act with integrity.
You're trying something new, are you?
I will. Yeah, exactly right. But I will say that I do agree that I think, yeah, you're right. It's too expensive. It's too big. But for an actual game, and an actual thing that I would give to people to show
That's
them,
what I'm saying.
it's
Yeah.
an S tier in my mind. But I will respect.
But the thing is, because
respect
it's
the
an
B tier.
S tier game, but that doesn't make it an S tier gateway.
That's it. It's at the bottom of A tier. I'm putting it there.
Sure.
Put it at the
I'm
bottom.
happy to have it at A, because like, I think it's the best auction game played.
I'll put it on A tier. I'll put it. It's in A tier. I'm locking it in. That's where.
All right, sounds good. Let's go with the food party one. What's that called? Pass the party food.
Pass the party food.
Oh man, you can show this game to anyone and get them into gaming. It's got very simple mechanics to it that teaches so many mechanics that are in so many other games. So I think this is A tier, borderline S tier for a gateway game.
Oh, I can agree with you on A tier. I would be A bordering B for me. Just, I think
Okay.
that the theme of the Australian party really resonates with us Australians, as it was made by Joey Games. But look, I think A tier is where I'm happy with it to sit. Yeah,
Sounds good.
whatever. I think A tier is really good. Speaking of gateway games that I think I just want to get out of the way, I'm going to put The Mind here as a solid C game. Now, it's not a bad game. It's a fun party game to introduce to people. I think it works really well. I just don't, as a gateway game, it just doesn't take that next step for me. It doesn't hook people in. It's like a novelty that you'd bring to a party and go, hey guys, got this fun thing, but they wouldn't go show me more, I don't think.
Yeah, I would maybe put it in D. I'm happy with C, but the thing is, like, it's an activity, it's not a game. I don't know what mechanic is this teaching people that's going to be in a different game, Like, it's not really anything.
Yeah.
Like, how like you can take a game like Ticket to Ride, and after they've played that, you can possibly teach them Hansa Teutonica. The mind doesn't have that's not me.
Yeah.
The mind doesn't have a next level. There's nothing else like it, like that, in terms of mechanics, like that lead into other mechanics.
See, I like the games. That's why I think bottom of C tier, I think, is where I
Sure.
land.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even how to fall flat with other people, but to me, it's an activity. It's not a game. It's kind of like just stacking cards.
Top of D tier it is. D. I'll put a top of D tier.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, we've only got about 15 games remaining, so let's get through these and let's get this this list. We still only have 2 in S tier. I'm actually surprised.
It's very interesting.
I thought we'd have a couple more up there. Let's see what we have.
All right, let's go with Spots. So Spots is kind of a Yahtzee style dice worker placement game, and just using those words alone, to me, that's already a great gateway game because it leads into other games, right? And for me, the theme is on point. I'm a dog person, so the theme, I was like all rose petals all over this game. Like, it was so good. It's hard to rank it, isn't it? B
I
tier,
think it's B tier.
maybe?
I'd say it's in the B tier. It's good. It's
Yeah.
really good. But there are some I think it for some reason I think it just misses with a lot of people, and I don't know why.
Okay.
But I've had this miss with with a few people. So I
Right.
think it's really good. However, fun again, tactically playing with dice, rolling stuff.
And honestly, one of the best rule books I've seen where it
Yeah,
teaches you the theme and the
it's
mechanics.
really
Like, it's
good.
so cool.
It is
Yeah.
really good. All right, I want to put another one in S tier, and I want to see if I can get you on board.
All right.
All
Wish you
right,
luck.
I'm gonna grab from this list. That's pretty clever, and I'm going to shove it in S tier. Now, the reason is
Ooh.
because That's Pretty Clever takes Yahtzee, which most people know, and says, hey, let's play Yahtzee, but now I'm going to put combos on top of it. For me, the most satisfying part of That's Very Pretty Clever is watching people do well, I did this. Now that means I get to scratch that, which means I get to do that. Oh my God, I get to do this. Oh my God, I just did so much stuff. That's Pretty Clever for me also has the advantage of having a digital app. So granted, when people finish, they can go play the game on their phone or online, and that to me is why I think it's an S tier game, because it takes something they know how to do, rolling dice, and adds the extra addability of like, well, if you do this now, you can set up for a combo later. And I think that's the perfect thing that I'm looking for in a gateway game.
I like That's Pretty Clever. It's got those combos in a roll and write. There's so many great roll and writes that do those combos, right? Like one of my favorites, Hadrian's Wall, does it the best. But
But
oh man, like S tier, you can show anyone this game. Like a group of 10-year-old
absolutely.
kids that you don't know say they want to play a game and you show them this, can you guarantee they're gonna have a great time with it?
I think you can, because everyone loves combos. Everyone loves doing
Okay.
something that allows them to have another thing. I
All right,
think
I'll give you a pass on that one then.
I look, it's a stretch. I get it, but for me, as a game, again, the size of the box, how it plays, I think it just gives them and the fact that everyone is involved at every opportunity is what I'm after there. I think it's an S tier game,
All
especially as a
right,
gateway
sounds
game.
good. Let's go to Formula D or Formula Day. Funny story. I'm actually got my laptop propped up and Formula D is underneath it right
There you
now.
go.
But I would put this as A tier. I wouldn't show it to a big group, maybe like 2 or 3 players, but it's essentially a roll and move game where you roll dice, and the novelty is like you roll your dice and you move your car, then you shift your car to a higher gear, you get a better dice. The novelty are these unique dice. There's a 30-sided dice in Gear 6 that's like got the numbers 24 and 30 on it, but the dice is 30 sides. Like, it's ridiculous. And just seeing that novelty gets people excited. Yay, I'm in Gear 6, which is not easy to do. And they're like, I get to be rewarded by rolling this awesome thing. And there's a bit of a risk limit there with how far you push your car in a way, similar to Heat, you know? It's a really good racing game at a small player count, I find. You can control 2 cars each, it's fantastic. So I'll put this as A tier because it can lead into so many other great games.
I agree with you. I think Formula D sits in that A tier. I enjoy it up to 5 or 6 players, although I will say if I'm playing with that many players, I have to keep on top of everyone. Like, all right, Ralph,
Oh, yeah.
get ready to go. Nee, get ready to go, right? But
It's cool also, like, simultaneous die rolling, but you just move your cars in order. That's
yeah,
also fun.
I think that's fun. Like, I think that could be fun. So yeah, but again, you need the amount of dice, because if everyone's in gear 4, not everyone
Yeah, that's
gear
true.
4.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
so I understand that. But I think in A tier is good. It kills me to see Decrypto below Formula D, but I'll let that one go. That's fine. That's on me. Right. Speaking of, I really want another one that I'd love to put in S tier, but I just know I cannot, is Dominion. And the reason is, I think as it is the granddaddy of deck builders, it is introduced a whole brand new mechanic and is simple enough. And it does something that I think a lot of games, like granted, the theme doesn't really fit what most people would think and can probably turn people off board games. As a pure game, this is one that I think that I've introduced to people who have never played deck builders, and they love the combos of like, I play this card, which allows me to draw one, and I get another action. Then I'm going to play this one, which gets me a coin and another action, and blah, blah, blah. It does all of the things that I wanted to. I really want to put it in S tier. I'm going to chuck it in A tier. I think for me, Dominion is so good. It does so many things well. It deserves to be there.
You wouldn't put it in S tier?
I really want to put it in S tier, but I don't know if I can given the theme. Because
Okay.
it as much as I love brown, I am a fan of brown and beige.
Then beige.
Brown and beige board games are my lifeblood. I love them so much, but I don't know if I could, with my heart, say that.
Okay.
Would I think that Dominion is a better gateway game than Codenames? I don't think so.
I think so because Codenames doesn't really like teach any mechanics that will move into other games. Whereas if you can see someone play Dominion, they purchase a card and then they get excited when it comes up later on. Then they're playing Clank like shortly after, and then there's so many deck builders in the world
Then
now
they're playing
because
June
of Dominion.
They're playing June Imperium.
Yeah, like a core staple of the board gaming teach, like mechanics wise, comes from Dominion, like just from history.
So
But
are
like,
we saying that Dominion is probably the heaviest S tier game that we think it's probably right there?
I think it deserves to be an S tier because people like that are foreign to board gaming, and they browse the 8 cards in the market or 6 cards in the market, and they like slowly buy one, and then slowly they get faster at the game before the end of it. Like the fact those cards don't change during the game, like that's
I love.
I
it.
I think you could show anyone.
I was hesitating. I thought you wouldn't want it in S tier.
Well, actually, fun fact: I've taught Dominion in person, but I have not played Dominion in person.
There you go. I have played Dominion in person a lot with one-on-one against my wife. I've played Dominion in person with 4 players. I think it is a fantastic gateway game. All right, well,
Yeah, I'm
I
excited to
thought
get into
I
it.
was preempting your not being an S tier, but if you think it's S, I'm glad.
I think it's an S tier game because it's a game that's got more going for it than Ticket to Ride, with a variety of cards that come out.
Expansions, which can make people.
No, but just the base box though, because Gateway, right? If once you start adding all the expansions to it, it never gets out because there's so much content.
Okay, well, how about okay, let's leave it in S tier, and let's move on to the next one. Hey, let's go.
So let's go with My City. So that is also My Island in a similar. It's a campaign game of like oh gosh, I think it was 8 chapters, and each chapter was 3 chapters each, but you can do 1 chapter in 1 sitting. So it's a box that you play 8 times in a way. Tetromino pieces, flip a card, place the tile. It's very simple, and it introduces people to campaign games very well. I will put it as C tier because of the introduction to campaign games, but also I will put it in normally B, but because the rule book is so bad, like basically every chapter you unveil a new leaflet, but then you have to refer to rules that were from like 3 chapters ago, and because you played it 2 months prior, you're not going to remember it, and it gets a bit hazy for everyone. But in terms of the game itself, if you can repeat plays that with another person or up to 4, very simple. You can get your kids to play it with you. If you can go through to the end of the campaign, next thing you know, you're playing Jaws of the Lion. Like it's just as a campaign narrative game, I think it deserves to be on the C section.
I haven't played My City, so I will defer that to you, sir. I will go with
Sounds
that
good.
particular one. All right, moving on to me. I'm going to grab one that I think goes into D tier here, and that's going to be Slamwich. I like Slamwich. It's Snap with an extra theme, but it won't get people going on to the next one. It's fine. It's just not a great gateway game.
Yeah, look, I forgot some of the rules as we were playing it. So,
yeah. So easy Z tier, followed by I want to just chuck Ole Guacamole into D tier as well. Same problem. It's a fun word guessing game, but it just goes. It's never going to get people to take that next step. It's like an interesting, hey, I've got a fun little game, let's play it, but it's never really that gateway game that I think I'd use to introduce people to it.
Okay, Nate, do you want to take the next couple? We'll do a bit of a speed round towards the end.
I would. And the first one that I'm going to do, which was our Daruma collective, which was a food fight that we did on one of our previous podcasts. Food fight, the version of this game, I think is a fun game, but again, it's different. So this one specifically, the Daruma collective, it was from Japan. So unless you're from Japan, I think it has to go on D tier here. I like the game. I think just for being how hard it is to get. I think it has to go in D tier. The next one, though, I would like to say that I'm going to grab Monolith, which is one of those other random ones that I got. For me, this goes in goes in C tier. I can't introduce it to my kids yet, although the tactility of playing it is fun. I've played it with a few board gamers. It's fine. It's a lovely game. You get to make your little monolith puzzle. It's fun. But again, I wouldn't be using it to introduce people as like get them excited about board gaming. It's a nice fun thing. And the final one for my speed round, I'm going to grab is Nekojima, which is one that we got sent to us as well. This one, I think, actually sits in B tier, and just because of table presence. I think the game is great when you're making all these power poles. I've used it. I've given it to people. I've introduced it to kids, and I think it sits in B tier. Ralph, do you have any objections to Nekojima, Monolith, or Daruma Collective seeing those particular areas?
Well, I haven't played all three of them, but Nekojima has that table presence, and later on when you research and you're like, oh, that's a place in Japan where cats live with humans and like, well, cats outnumber humans. Like, it's just the theme is real, and like it just shows a bit of history in a board game, which is I think is cool. I love historical games. So
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm happy with where they are right now.
all right, let's go with Bonanza. It's a game about negotiation and trade, all about beans. Ah, man, with the right group, this could be an ST game, but the right group does not come around much often for this game. So I'll put it as C tier because it's a fantastic game. In the right group, it works so well, and you want to play it again and again.
Can I be
But
controversial?
yeah, go for it.
D tier.
Sure, let's go. Let's take it with D tier. It's very group dependent. It's a great
Yeah,
game.
I'm not. I'm not even. Yeah, I think it has to go D tier. It's definitely not one that I use to introduce to new gamers at all. Yeah,
New
I'm
game is
hovering.
actually.
Yeah, tier for Bonanza, but I won't indignify it by doing so.
Well, look, if I ever show a board game to a bunch of stockbrokers, I'm showing the Bonanza.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's great. Speaking of, I think
Yeah, speaking of stockbrokers, let's do it.
yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of stockbrokers, I was gonna go for sale. I really enjoy for sale. I got the expansion for it. It is a really fun auction game, which has an auction then followed by a reverse auction where you're betting on the things that you just did. For me, however, as a pure gateway game, I think it's a solid C tier game. It sits there, it's fine. It can be a bit confusing when you have to play a auction. You're like, well, why are we bidding on these things? It's like, well, because they will determine your second auction, and that doesn't really make sense until you play it. I think
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense until you got to play it all the way through, and then you're like, okay, I get it now. But then it's like, do I want to play it again?
exactly. I think bottom of C tier. I think it's better than a lot of the games in D tier as a gateway game. But I wouldn't be willing to put it higher than C tier, and I love the game.
Yeah, it's a great game. Wilmot's Warehouse. I know what the game is, but I haven't played it. But I think perhaps it's going to be an A-tier game, but it's so hard to judge because I haven't played it, nor have I seen it played with like new gamers. But I reckon new gamers could really get a laugh out of this one. So I think it's going to be A-tier for me.
For me, Wilmot's Warehouse is almost a perfect gateway game, and it has to go.
Oh, now I'm all right.
Now,
You've
the
played
reason
it,
is I
so
have played Wilmot's Warehouse. I played it a couple of times. Now, it can fall flat, but it is a cooperative game, a cooperative memory game, where it's more of a conversation starter in the sense of that, hey, we're putting things down and we're going to create this warehouse. And then at the end of the game, we all have to remember where we put the things.
is it like the Mind where it's an activity rather than a game?
Kind of, but it makes it better because everyone is involved in making this shared space that we are all doing. So it's like, hey, I'm going to pull this thing off and it looks like this, and then I'm going to make the choice. Now I can talk to the table and I can say, I think it is. But then at some point we all have to agree that that thing is what we say it is. And
Very
Ilmop's
exciting.
Warehouse for me, it is new. It could be rose tinted glasses. However, I do think as a pure gateway game, this is a game that I would be able to pull out in front of anyone. It's cooperative, which is the first and only cooperative game we have on this list in the S tier, I think. And look, this is a game that I think fits well because you could also play this game with people with learning disabilities as well. It's that kind of game. I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play that one. I think it will be an ST game even to years to come. All right, moving on. Let's go with Jaipur. So Jaipur is a great card play game. Two players. You're trading for spices, really. It teaches a lot of mechanics that lead into other games. So in terms of that sense, it's really great. It is a really good game too. I think maybe C tier because I don't know you got to know the type of people they are before you show this game. You can't just see a couple and go, "Here, play this game," because I don't know if they're going to enjoy this. I think it can fall flat.
For
What
me,
about
it's
you,
a
Nate?
B tier game. I think it's
Yeah.
probably one of the better two-player games to have on this list. I think, if I'm being honest, it'd almost be an A tier game, but as a gateway game, I'd probably put it in B tier. This is one of those games where I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
you're just gonna have a one-on-one game that's designed specifically for one-on-one. I think is one of the best games that you could have as a say, hey, do you know there's a lot of board gaming against
Oh, man.
two players only? Jaipur is probably one of the best. It's not the best game. There's a game on here that's not on here that I would really like to, but that's
But that's the thing, right? Like, cause like I prefer to play like Airlands and Sea. That's one of my favorite two-player card games. But the thing is, as a gateway game, Jaipur is the better one. This is so hard.
I know. I had to put the crypto in B tier. I know this we're
Yeah.
going through. We're gonna go into our final two games now, and I think we grab Dropolter. As a gateway game, I think it's a D tier game. It's fun. It's an activity. Again, it could potentially be bottom of C tier, but for me, I don't see the next step of Dropolter. It's fine. It's a bit of it almost feels like it's a bit of fun. But I would love to hear you here. I think for me, not bottom of D tier. I think it's like maybe top of D tier,
Yeah.
probably around like there sort of thing.
I really like the game. I would happily play it again, but it is a activity. It's not one that I would seek out to play. But I would love to show people this game, because like it's a silly little warm-up game that will get people excited to play something else. But again, you can't see where the next step is. So I would put it in maybe C because it's a reliable game. Because it's a reliable game you can show people. A lot of D tier is not a reliable game you can say everyone's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll put
Except for the mind. Everyone enjoys the mind, but to me, that's not really a game.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's fair enough. And final, our last game is I was about to call it the original engine builder, but that's not true. Splendor. For me, Splendor is a solid just C tier game. It teaches people resource collection, building an engine, getting your stuff working. But I feel like sometimes it can be a bit slow. It speeds up right at the end, but I feel like there are games that do it better. For me, I'd either put it at the top of C tier or bottom of B tier. I think it sits right in the middle here.
Okay, I haven't played it, so it'll be you on that one. It's
Yeah,
so interesting. Like,
I'm
I
gonna
haven't
put it
played a lot of these classics.
I'm gonna play it at the bottom of B tier. I think using poker chips and playing with the game, I think it needs to be bottom of B tier. I think it's
All right.
better. It does have that board gamey feel to it. It teaches you engine building and it gives you that next step into games like weird and wonderful games like Gizmos and other things that give you that kind of stuff.
Gizmos is great too.
Hope you know.
So that is our tier list ranked.
God,
We have over 70 episodes, and I believe are these all our gateway games that we've
These are
covered
all
over the
games
channel
that
so
we have
far?
covered in the podcast.
In the podcast. So there's still like so many more gateway games for us to cover. So obviously, like if some of your favorite gateway games aren't here, let us know what they are so we can, we might be able to address them on the channel a little sooner than later. Yeah, if there's any surprises here for you, does anything belong in your Catan tier that we let us know? And yeah, if we've grossly underestimated a game, please let us know what we're doing wrong to teach it.
Well, I have to ask you, Ralph, before we get going here, is there a game on here that you are surprised is either as high or as low as it is? Yeah, I need to, because for me, honestly, Dominion being in the S tier surprised me. I'm so happy it is because I love Dominion. But that for me is my biggest surprise. I'm also a bit sad that I can't put, that I can't put a for sale any higher, but I must be true to myself.
I think what surprised me is your thoughts on the new Quacks rebrand has tarnished your thoughts of the game itself. Like you don't judge a book by the cover and the game is great. So it's just, yeah, it does, as a gateway game, it is tough to teach people.
I'm all about the
going to
vibes.
table.
The vibes feel
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, it does. It's very much a game rather than a gateway game. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, Wilmot's Warehouse, I was surprised I hit S tier. So to me, S tier is a game that's pretty much always going to be an S tier game. Like
Thinking about it, thinking back on it after all my plays, I'm like, I can't put it in A tier. I think it has to go S tier as it.
yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm even more excited to play Wilmot's Warehouse. But
Anyway, so these are the
no, I don't think there's any other surprises for me.
Shall I go through what they are just so everyone can hear what they were for the final time? In Catan tier, we have Catan standing alone. Terrible gateway game. There are just so many better ones to play. D tier, we have The Mind, which includes The Mind Extreme for that matter, Castle Matter, King Ludwig, King of Tokyo, Scout, Little Factory, Cat in the Box, Sonora, Slam Witch, Ole, Guacamole, a Daruma Collective, and Bonanza. In C tier, we have Modern Art, Llama Card Game, Paku Paku, My City, Land, Air, and Sea, Quacks of Quedlinburg, not just Quacks, Cubitos, Horrified, Monolith for Sale, and Dropolter. Ralph, would you like us to take us through A and B tier?
Sure. So in B tier, we have the crypto at the top of B tier that hurts Knee's soul. We have Sheriff of Nottingham, we have Skull, Carcassonne, Jaipur, Spots, Six Nimitz, Azul, Ticket to Ride, Can, Land and Sea, Nekojima, and Splendor. And in the prestigious A tier Gateway games, we have Cockroach Poker, Codenames, Pictomania, Baron Park, Kites. What is that one there? I can't quite see that.
King Domino.
King Domino, love that game. Ra, Pass the Party Food, and Formula D.
And then in
in
no
our
particular
ST,
In
no particular order.
These are the 5 games Ralph and I think deserve S tier for gateway games. I'm really happy with this. We've got Sushi Go, Love Letter, that's pretty clever, Dominion, which is surprising to me, but I love that, and Wilmot's Warehouse in the S tier of our
Yeah,
gateway games.
I think people genuinely get excited when they buy a card in Dominion and start thinking they have a strategy. It's
Yeah.
nice to have direction in a game, and that game sort of, when it comes up, you kind of fall into it. And it's just, yeah, it's addicting.
100% agree, and I'm really happy with where we're at right now. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
This is great.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me, Nee, on the tier making list. I'm excited to do more tier making. That was a lot of fun. Trying to think of some cool, funny angles to rank games and thoughts and feelings.
Not all of them will have 73 games, but we thought we'd just do something that we have done a lot of, so I promise you.
Yeah, we're quite proud of our gateway games and showing people new games to the hobby, and we love talking heavy games, so feel free to find us on other episodes on our YouTube channel of Board Game Gateway, and we will see you next time. See you, everyone.